Hi viewers, today I'll be showing you one of my favorite features in Power View, or formerly known as Project Crescent. The feature is following data over time. For this I'll be making use of the SQL Server Virtual Labs, which is already given by Microsoft. So right now I have logged into the SQL Server Virtual Labs and I am in the Tailspin Toys Reporting SharePoint site. So to create this, we'll have to go to the data sources. We'll have to click on the data sources, and from there we'll have to create a Crescent report from the Tailspin Toys data source. So I'm clicking on Create Crescent Report. Once that is done, there is a chance that you might receive an error if you're doing it for the first time. In case you're receiving this particular error, all you have to do is refresh your site once more. So currently I'm waiting for the site to load. It's a bit slow. Let us check whether the error comes. Yes, the error has come. So if you read it, it says an error occurred while loading the model for the item or data source. Verify that the connection information is correct and that you have permissions to access the data source. Nothing to get worried, this is just a bug within the current CTP. For that, all you have to do is click on your browser, the address bar in your browser, and just say refresh. Once that is done, ideally you should have the layout present. Now to create the feature which we said, we can start, let's say we want to track category by some of the measures over time. For this, click on product and we can click on category. So we should be able to see all the categories coming in that particular table. Let us use one of the measures also which is present in the sales fact table. So for this demonstration purpose, I'll be using quantity. So right now you have the table right before you. Click on the table and then change the type of the graph. So I'll click on scatter. This particular feature is only present within scatter chart. Now click on the graph and resize it so that we would be able to see the features better. And for the bubble chart or the scatter graph, as you already know, we need more than one measure. We need a measure for the x-axis, which we have defined as the quantity. For the y-axis, let's say I am selecting the measures as revenue. And there is one more measure which you would need, which is basically for the size of the bubbles. And for that, I'm currently using number of products. With that, I have my basic chart implemented where I have the categories and I have the sum of revenues measure on the y-axis, the quantity measure on the x-axis, and the number of products as the size of the bubble. Now for the feature which I was telling you, which is the ability to track data over time, we will need to include time also, which can be used in the play axis. So for that, let's go to the date dimension, and in the date dimension I will select the year because I want to track data over the year. Now you would have seen how simple it is. With this, our chart is almost ready. Let's name it as, or we could just name it as track data over year, track category data over year. Now once I've done this, I can test this by saying, let's say play, and you can see that how the measures change over the year. So you would have seen it getting played out. Now you can click on any particular category, and that should show you how it moved over the years. So you can see right now I clicked on this and how it's moving over the year. Once you're happy with your layout results, you can just say save and publish it to your SharePoint site. Right now I'll be publishing it to the reports folder within the SharePoint site. So I'll just rename the data sources as reports, and I'll give it the name of the report as track category over years. So once I click on OK, this particular report should be published within my SharePoint site. And to verify that, let us go to the reports folder within the SharePoint site. So for that, all I'll have to do is replace this with reports, and within the reports site I should be able to see our new report, which is here. Click on that, and well, our report should be ready, and it is. And we can click and see whether we are able to track it over time. Yes, we are. Notice how the years change over the axis. Now it's 2011, before it was 2010, and initially it was 2009. We can also select any particular category. Let's say I want to track collective pitch category, and it directly shows how the data moved over the years. So just to track it once again, this is how it will appear if you click on a particular category. So this is how you track data over time in Project Crescent or Power View. Thank you for listening to my podcast. Bye bye.